Startling sight outside of the Superdome where the Super Bowl is going to be played in just a couple of weeks. You can see the palm trees and blowing snow. I've honestly covered tropical storms, hurricanes here in New Orleans with less dramatic impacts along the lakefront of Lake Pontchartrain. This is like a once-in-a-lifetime thing for them?
I know, I've never seen like a city die so quick. Maybe Katrina, obviously, but not because of snow.
If I wasn't looking at it, I wouldn't believe it. I am on Bourbon Street, and you can barely see a block in either direction.
I like it a lot. Like a lot.
And I told him, I said, when I'm dead, you will think about this. And he said, I will tell this story at your party.
It's not even the end of January, and it seems like what happened here in New Orleans on New Year's Eve has been almost forgotten because there's so many other things that have happened already. But it's really nice to see the memorial still sitting here at the end of Bourbon Street. A sad piece of New Orleans history being covered now by another piece of New Orleans history, the snowstorm. Snow falls like a fresh start, covering the scars in a clean white silence. A reminder that even in the face of death, there's beauty in renewal. Anyone can say they've thrown beads on Bourbon Street, but not snowballs.
Oh, I love the snow because it's like, it cleans the whole city.
It does, like, and especially it's good when there's no ice.
Makes everything pure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm black, so I can't really say that, but yeah, I mean.
No, it doesn't matter what you look like, but where you come from, that's everything. A snowstorm that'll be whispered about in New Orleans for generations is just another Tuesday on Ontario, Canada.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny. I understand that you don't have ice stuff and you don't have salters or sanders on the road, but I'm laughing. I grew up in northern Ontario, so I'd be walking to school with snow up to my knees and your parents wouldn't drive you, and the buses still went.
But not New Orleans. Planes grounded, every flight in and out canceled. The airport's a ghost town. And driving? Forget it. Cops had every on-ramp on the interstates barricaded like they were keeping the apocalypse away. And maybe they were.
The drive is really slow. I'm literally driving only 25. There's no point in putting yourself in danger in this weather.
If you're wondering why they shut the interstates around New Orleans down, just take a hard look at southwestern Louisiana. I-10 became disaster road. Cars spinning out, semis jackknife, and the traffic crawling through the chaos, one busted bumper at a time. But Louisiana is a state that had to borrow snowplows from Arkansas. While the first ever blizzard warning was issued along the Gulf of Mexico, and definitely the first along the newly named Gulf of America, I would say New Orleans did the right thing for once in shutting everything down. It's like after 1 o'clock. That was our first accident that we've seen this entire storm. And this is, we were seeing snowdrifts on, what is this, airport?
Yeah, airline.
Airline?
Like 2 to 3 feet deep.
It just doesn't make any sense. My eyes see like the Midwest, not New Orleans.
Yeah, it looks like Iowa or Kansas.
It was like the world flipped upside down. Left was right, up was down. This is the same city that floods half a dozen times a year, where drivers still think they can outwit rising water. But snow? That was shock and awe, the kind that sent people scurrying home, but couldn't stop them from stepping out, wide-eyed, to witness the impossible. The French Quarter buried under a half-foot of snow, a sight no living soul had ever seen.
I'm enjoying it because I don't think they ever got a chance to see snow. So I'm grateful that my job let me bring them to work with me. So I think it's nice. I think it's pretty cool. That's really cool. You're able to bring them out to work with you. Yeah. Have you seen snow like this before? I mean, I'm 60. I had to be about 12. It's been a long time.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
The whole way to New Orleans. Music and jazz and food, and it snows.
As you know, I'm usually all over the country in the middle of a storm, but I can't cover everything, and that's why I need partners like Ground News. They're the sponsor of this video. This rare storm is being widely covered in the media, but as always, I wanted to dig a little deeper and see how the media is covering it from all angles. Here's what I found. There are over 200 articles published on this with Ground News. You can follow along by scanning the QR code or by going to groundnews.com/JPET, that link's below. While most of the headlines focus on the freezing temperatures and the state of emergency, The Advocate, a Louisiana-based source, emphasizes the cold temperatures are not uncommon and due to the polar vortex. It's interesting to note that it's rated highly factual, indicating their printed reporting tends to be less subjective. Understanding all sides is so important for making informed decisions and seeing through biased reporting. That's also why I appreciate Ground News' blind spot feed. It highlights stories that are underreported by either side, so you don't miss out on critical perspectives. As you guys know, what I do, where I go, it's not easy, and that's why subscribing and supporting Ground News also directly supports me as well. If you subscribe through my link, you're going to save 40% off unlimited access.
I like it a lot. Like a lot.
Now, do you live here in New Orleans?
I live here, yeah. I've seen snow before, but never in New Orleans.
So this is your first time seeing it in New Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see it normally?
I usually see it like in Denver or somewhere up north, like Colorado.
Okay, let's step away from the car. I just want to get out of the traffic.
It's really cool. I mean, we had to come down here. We walked from about 2 miles away, and we kept saying that we felt like, ooh, don't knock me over, dog. We felt like we owned New Orleans because there was just nobody but us and police officers. It really is special. I was as excited as he was when I woke up this morning. I was like, let's go! Up in the attic looking for the snow stuff, and you know, and we took the dog. He's never seen snow.
How did he react to it?
He tried to eat it, of course, but I think he likes it. I mean, I don't know, he's not a very smart dog. So.
No one alive has ever seen this before. Does that make it a little bit more unique and special to you? Have you thought about that when you're, because it's obviously not something like you've seen before.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, as soon as we woke up, I was like, we have to go outside. We have to make, you know, make this walk and make it to Bourbon. And I told him, I said, when I'm dead, you will think about this. And he said, I will tell this story at your party.
To see this city and the quarter look like this, it's amazing. You know, and if you love snow, and if you love snow, you want something like this. If you're a big fan of snow. I mean, personally, I'm not, but when you're a photographer, it's like your Game 7.
I think just sitting on this car shatters the all-time snowfall record here in New Orleans.
Laissez le montagne rouler.
I mean, clearly I don't speak French, but I know that says let the good times roll. And for people who have never seen snow in their lifetime, that's what today is. They're just letting it roll.
When I moved here in 2015, I did not expect a pandemic. I did not expect hurricane, snow. I didn't expect any of these things.